this word seems to be reflected everywhere in our 3D world currently. But let's look closely at what it means to see and have crisis. Let's first define this word crisis in its simple definitions. Crisis. It is a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. Now I ask you to take a look around your world right now, in this current field, and tell me what is a reflection of great crisis. Do you see a reflection of this great ailment of a pandemic that has seemed to take over our world and put us in a state of great limitation? Do you see an increase in deaths and sicknesses? Do you see an increase in sexual, alcohol, and mental addictions? Do you see an increase in gas and food prices? Do you see an increase in the loss of jobs, finances, and homes? And do you see finally an increase in the depletion of our very life, living the essence of who we truly are in this current day paradigm? Yes, my dear friends. So looking at this great depiction of crisis at surface level, we can see, yes, as in its very definition, that it is intense. It is a time where we feel like our very life is being just shared into pieces and fragments of an old world that we were expected to just fit into. But can we now see that the very depiction of this great crisis has now truly transformed us into leading us to a path of our soul's journey of who we truly are at core? Can we now look at this very crisis and transmute it into something that we have now built firm strength into knowing that the previous versions of ourselves no longer serves us? Can we now see that this very presence of crisis has now allowed us to look deeper within ourselves and fully merge into the highest core essence of ourselves? Can we now see that we are now using these very depictions of crisis to go back into previous paradigms of lifetimes, as we are now transmuting our very essence into who we were truly born to be in this life? So yes, my dear friends, the presence of crisis can be detrimental. As you know, it says that it's intense. But see to it as a twofold depiction in our lives. We can either take this crisis and flip it around and say, no, crisis, you will not keep me down. Or can we stay on this wave of crisis and just keep staying on that path and not really growing and evolving? You see, sometimes we are put in certain situations and we just have to look at it from takes us back to those past times where we felt great difficulty and intensity and trouble and danger, as we've seen in certain characteristics in our lives, the great losses. It's often said that you must lose everything in order to become your truest self. So we now have to flip crisis on its butt and say, no crisis. We will not let you continue to deplete us. We will now stand firm in our power to reshape our lives into what we are truly here to become. We have seen that this crisis has maybe backed us into a corner, but we always found a way out. You see, we can look at this great depiction of crisis right now and see it like a mouse trapped in a maze, searching for its way out. But there's always a way, as we see that we are so multidimensional. We have infinite ways of recreating the entire stories of our lives. So what I want to urge each and every one of you is to just look back on the entire journey of your life, whether it's in this life or in previous lives, and this very present moment. You're still here living and breathing. Tell yourself, what have you learned? What have you developed? How were you able to transform and transmute the presence of Christ into your life to continue to want to keep going on and see that you will truly become the most beautiful creation, like a butterfly, free flowing in the new paradigm once you learn to transform within and use the crisis to become the best and highest version of yourself. So much love, so much bliss, so much peace, so much harmony each and every one of you as you fully learn to take any sort of crisis depiction in your life and transform it into the most beautiful story of your co-created present day life.